Frank and Lindsay, two middle-aged people, meet and argue at the airport while waiting to board their flight. They are both annoyed when they realize that they are seated next to each other in the small 8-seater plane. Their annoyance increases when they discover they are on their way to the same destination wedding. The groom, Keith, is Frank's half-brother and Lindsay's former fiancé. They arrive in Paso Robles and discover they are staying in adjoining rooms at an inn. On their way to the inn, Frank reveals that he does not want to attend the wedding, and Lindsay reveals that she is attending the wedding to find closure from her relationship with Keith. Lindsay is a prosecutor, and Frank is in marketing. They both heavily criticize each other's jobs. At the rehearsal dinner, they are seated next to each other and isolated from everyone else. They talk about the other guests. Frank shares his negative opinions of his family members, along with the difficult history between them. The next day, some activities, including a wine tasting, are planned before the wedding that night. Frank and Lindsay do not participate in the activities, and instead spend their time talking to each other. Lindsay claims she still loves Keith. Frank has no idea as to why she hasn't moved on. Lindsay argues about his claim that love is pointless. Frank says that his family history has ruined his life, and Lindsay advises him to move on. They continue their conversation throughout the wedding that evening, criticizing the other guests. After the dance, they leave and walk through the countryside together. When they come across a mountain lion, Frank scares it away by making loud noises. They try to run away, but fall and end up on the ground together. Lindsay thanks Frank for saving her life, and they kiss. After another discussion, they have sex. They then return to Frank's room at the inn and spend time together in bed. Lindsay tells Frank she likes him and wants to be in a relationship with him. Frank refuses, claiming that a relationship between them would fail. He is still convinced that love is pointless. They argue, but eventually fall asleep together. On Sunday morning, they leave the farewell brunch early and head to the airport. During their flight home, Lindsay continues to try to convince Frank that they should be together. She claims it was a miracle that two people like them connected, and that he should have some hope that a relationship can work. Frank says that it would fail, and claims to be happy with being alone. When their plane touches down, they agree not to exchange contact information. Lindsay shouts her address as Frank waves her off in a taxi. They return to their respective homes. Someone rings Lindsay's doorbell that night. She smiles as she opens the door to see Frank standing there. Thanks for watching. To catch all the latest from us, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified as soon as a new video drops. We'll see you in the next one.